Expecto Patronum! What is that? Lens flare? What the hell is this? What is my review directed by J.J. Abrams? So today I am here to review Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, the book and the movie. I know a lot of people regard Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire as their favorite Harry Potter book or movie, or I've certainly noticed, I've run into a lot of people who hold that as either their favorite book or movie, or in conjunction. I know a lot of people who haven't read the books more likely will choose Goblet of Fire as their favorite movie, because I feel like it's definitely the most straightforward action of the series, discluding Harry Potter and the Deathly Part 2. Well, it's definitely the most action-like, you know, with all the Triwizard Tournament going on, the big wizard duel at the end with Harry and Voldemort. I think for those reasons, that's really why it's people's favorite. But with Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, I like it. Like, I really do. And, yeah, I was one of those people for a while that said it was my favorite Harry Potter book and movie. But I don't feel that. I don't know why. Every time I revisit it now, I just feel like I don't like it as much as I used to. It's not really a matter of the relation to the book from the movie, even though I felt like they did take some things out that I really wish they didn't. I really can't place it. I just don't like it as much as I used to. I still think it's one of the better Harry Potter movies, and I still think it's a really great movie, but it is no longer my favorite. The book opens up with another one of those kind of narratives, out of the world of Harry Potter, where, you know, magic is kind of this estranged thing, and, you know, it's from the viewpoint of a muggle, I guess you can say. One of those things that J.K. Rowling does that I absolutely love, because it does provide a lot of backstory. This is, of course, the story of Voldemort's parents, or what happened to them, and with, you know, Tom Riddle Sr., and then Frank Bryce, the old gardener, and all that. I just really love the way that was done, and then how Harry wakes up from that dream. It's backstory, and then he goes into the dream. I thought that was very cool. In the movie, they completely... Well, they go for the dream. That's where they open, but they have Harry open up at the Burrow. They completely skip the Dursleys and everything. I mean, really, all that happens is, like, Fred and George play a joke on Dudley. That's about it. One of the parts I love in the beginning is when Vernon's like, oh, you know, I don't think you're gonna go to that Quidditch World Cup, and Harry's like, oh yeah, whatever, I'm just gonna go upstairs, gotta go right to my, escaped murder convict godfather, you know, and Vernon's like, alright, you can go. It's just because I love Sirius so much, I adore Sirius. I really like the way it starts to introduce Voldemort backstory. I really like the way it kind of expands on kind of international wizarding, because that was something I always kind of wondered, like, well, are there other wizards? Is it just England or whatever? And, you know, they answer stuff like that. I thought the Quidditch World Cup was awesome. That's a very huge part of the book. This is one of the, you know, like, monster-sized books of the series, or this is one getting into when they get much longer. So there's definitely a lot of information packed in there. As far as the movie goes, I feel like it does take the essentials out of the book, as they're usually very good at doing, and I really love the way, I love the style of the movie. I love all the Triwizard Tournament challenges. I think they do them all very well, but that's something they really capitalized, especially, remember, with the marketing of this movie, was really on the Triwizard Tournament. In the book, it's really not as I mean, it's a lot about Harry's anxiety. Like, that is a big part of the book, is Harry's anxiety about being put in this tournament and having, you know, as each challenge approaches, as each task, that's the word I was looking for, there's only, like, yeah, like, each one takes up, like, a chapter, but they're really the focal point of the movie. I feel like, in the book, it is more so on the mystery of, you know, Barty Crouch and all of that, and then there's Sirius in there. Sirius, who's almost completely stripped out of Goblet of Fire, something I took personal offense. But yeah, he gets like a letter voiceover, and then the fire scene, which I think they did well, but still, more serious would have been cool. Okay, they don't do much on Cho. Cho Chang really is just kind of randomly thrown in there, but that's partially due to the fact that she's not mentioned in Prisoner of Azkaban, or wherever she was introduced as part of the Quidditch team. You know, that was how Harry met her, kind of on the Quidditch pitch, and, you know, so she's just kind of randomly thrown in there. but she assimilates well. And, you know, Robert Pattinson, good as Cedric Diggory. I feel like everything's included from the book into the movie, but really it's cut so severely, or it's shortened so severely. Things like Rita Skeeter, yes, she's very much so, you know, a big part of the movie, kind of this eccentric character, but she's very much cut down. Her character does reappear, she does write some things, there's a lot of indignation that I found very personally and emotionally effective, in the book, you know, with Hagrid and Hermione, and that's left out, which, I mean, they don't even go into her being an animagus, which I thought was really cool, as she's finding out all these things. There's that, which, and, you know, then there's Dobby. Dobby, that really annoyed me that he wasn't in there, because, I mean, Dobby, he's in a lot more of the books than he is in the movies, because he just kind of reappears in movie 7, after only being in movie 2, so there's kind of this disconnect. They never explain how he's working at Hogwarts in the kitchens, which I thought was, you know, really cool. Oh, there's elves working in the kitchens. And then, that time, well, yeah, because Dobby's the one that gives him the gillyweed, and I thought that was really cool. You know, it was emotionally effective, it worked very well, and that ties in with Spew and the whole, you know, elf liberation front, which I thought was another emotional, impact of the book, and I thought was worked very well in the book, and that ties in with Barty Crouch and Winky the Elf. There's just less of a fluidity, less of the sense that everything's tied together that I got from reading the book, and you know, there's much less on why Barty Crouch Jr. did what he did. I thought that was, you know, really was underexplained in the movie. But, you know, those are little things, really, you know, pointless comparisons from the book to the movie, because I still think it's a really good movie. It's still, it kind of has that ominous, foreboding leading up to Voldemort's return. I don't think as much so, because they focus more on the Triwizard Tournament than they really do on these other signs that he's returning. Ralph Fiennes, or Ray Fiennes, or however you say it, was amazing. You know, this is his first time as Voldemort, just did so well. The climax, so awesome, perfectly adapted from the book. Just the pure emotional exertion throughout that entire sequence was just amazing, especially from Radcliffe. He did such a great job when he comes back with Cedric's body. Oh, so good. They did the Priori Incantatem very well. So much exciting action. There's so much that they did expand upon that I thought was very well done. And either way, I love both the book and the movie. I'll give the movie a 9.5 out of 10.